Hey, what's up, man? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of My Take. So I had to double back, as I told y'all I would, about Canelo Alvarez. Basically him in his post fight, and what I gained from it is that Benavidez is never gonna get this fight. Canelo Alvarez also told a lie that I'm going to share with y'all as well. But this man, like I told y'all, he hasn't found a disadvantage in David Benavidez yet. That's why he don't want to fight him. I told y'all this man does not fight people until he find out the vulnerability within a fighter. He don't fight them at their peak. He learned his lesson when he fought against the Austin Trout. He learned his lesson when he fought against Eris Lottie Lara. He learned his lesson when he fought against Dimitri Bivol. He learned his lesson. You know what I'm saying? He learned his lesson trying to catch weight somebody like Floyd Mayweather. The man learned his lesson, and he told himself that he would never fight a person 50-50 again because it doesn't end well. That man has not fought a fight far as a good caliber opponent to where it was a dominant performance until he fought Jaime Mugia. But he knew that he was going to beat Jaime Mugia. That's why he wanted to fight him. Now, as I mentioned earlier, all of a sudden he wants to talk about money. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to play an audio to let you know why I believe Canelo Alvarez will never fight David Benavidez. First of all, Canelo Alvarez would have never pursued undisputed if David Benavidez wouldn't have lost his belt on the scale. And also, he had ended up doing some drugs, which was, cocaine, which I don't like to bring up people past. But this is how Canelo can get undisputed. He didn't fight the best people in the 168 division. So since he didn't fight the people in the 168 division, like David Benavidez, I don't feel like he's legit a undisputed fighter. And a lot of people may say that is hating, but I disagree with how he approached it. I disagree with the fact that Mauricio Suleiman gave him the belt to fight Urim Alvnit. You didn't. I don't know his name. I keep trying to say his name, and I can't remember because he's a nobody. He fought him a back-to-back fight with Avni Yildirim, whatever his name. You know what I'm saying? Canelo, he took the easy route, but he never tried to pursue undisputed when David Benavidez was the champion. And he's not trying to fight him now. For somebody to be your mandatory and then say that you fought Alvin Yildirim to fight him and then say, oh, you only fought him because that's your mandatory, but then you got a mandatory within David Benavidez and you don't want to fight him. So it's the reason I believe that he don't want to fight him right now because it's a pattern that a lot of people don't pay attention to that Canelo have. Remember, Jamal Charlo been chasing this man for about 7 to 8 years. When Jamal Charlo was on a 2-year layoff, basically when he came back to fight Jose Benavidez, now all of a sudden Canelo wants to fight Jamal Charlo. That's who he was going to fight before he fought Jaime Mugia. And this is a pattern. Also, man, if y'all new here, y'all like the content, definitely hit the subscribe button. I definitely appreciate it. But he didn't want to fight him until he saw vulnerability. And I told y'all, that man catch weight everybody or he brings somebody up in weight and then act like he did something when it comes to the fight. I'm keep trying to, say things and I explain the reason I didn't like him. It ain't because he's Mexican. I got Mexican partners. I'm from California, so y'all already know we get along, all that. Bay Area, most diverse place you're going to ever be at. But at the same time, I'm going to call a spade a spade. This man, Canelo Alvarez don't want to fight him. And when I looked at the conference today, the press conference with David Benavidez, he sound flustered because he can't get that. So I'm going to play to y'all how scared Canelo sounds, and then I'm going to play to y'all, when I find it, David Benavidez, how he's saying that he stayed at the 168 division because he wanted to fight for undisputed. He wanted to fight Canelo Alvarez, and he never got a chance to get that fight. So are we going to continue to say that this man is King Nello or Duck Nello? Which one? It can't be both, because if you the king, then you gotta knock out the person that everybody told you that that can beat you, or that they say they want to see. So I'm gonna show y'all the lie that Canelo Alvarez told too. So here I'm about to play it. Hopefully y'all can hear it. I'm gonna play it right now. But listen carefully.
Y por último, para CNN World Sports, if I can ask you this question in English, now after this victory, are we going to see you fight sometime soon, David Benavidez? Thank you.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna rest and talk with my team, and like I say, everybody asking for everything, but and I always did. I always fight with everybody. You asking so, but right now I'm in the position I can ask him to. So I'm in the position I can ask him to, and I can do whatever I want, and we'll see what happens next.
To go back to the first question that
Okay, so let me tell y'all where the lie was. Like I said, man, go ahead and just subscribe button. Let me tell y'all where the lie was. For those who missed it, it just came in. The lie was, he said, I always fight everybody y'all ask me to. And that's a lie, because nobody asked you to fight John Ryder. Nobody asked you to fight Avni Udurum. Nobody asked you to fight Caleb Smith. Nobody asked you to fight any of these fighters. So that was a lie within itself. Nobody asked you to fight Triple G for a third time. Nobody asked you to fight what's his name? Uh I forget his name. See, he fights so many nobodies that basically it's hard to keep up with him, because I've never heard him until he fought him. So when he said that, I'm going to take my time, that's basically saying, no, I'm not going to fight him. That's what he's saying. Most people would try to make an excuse for Canelo, but even the Canelo fans is running out of excuses to make. And that's just to be honest. They literally not agreeing with what he's saying, because first of all, it's another Mexican that you're fighting, and that you made a statement saying that you wanted to be the first time that a Mexican fought a Mexican for undisputed and all these things. But David Benavidez was the reason you stated that you wasn't fighting any Mexicans. So when you made that, you basically let us know that you never had any intentions on fighting this man, which is sad. And then he said something that kind of upset me, which was, I fight everybody that you want, and now I can do what I want to do. And okay, wouldn't you want to continue to fight the best that everybody say that can beat you? So when a person says something like that, it makes me very suspicious, and it bothers me, because boxing is the only sport that you can, that you can be messy, meaning that you can ask somebody to fight a specific fighter, and you could talk message to that person. You can do whatever it is that you want, right? That's the one where you just basically say, you know what, this fighter right here can definitely beat you, right? Hey, what's up, PA Football? But this is a fighter that definitely can beat you. And we just not getting the fights. That's why I don't agree with Canelo. I didn't buy his pay-per-views. I watched the playback. Because I'm no longer supporting this dude when he's not fighting the people that we wanted. He said, I gave you the fights that you asked for. Who asked for you to fight Jaime Munguia? I don't know one person that said, you know what? You know who Canelo need to fight? He need to fight Jaime Munguia. Nobody ever said that. Jaime Munguia Nobody paid attention to Jaime Mugia. I told y'all that man ducked. He literally ducked Jamal Charlo. He literally ducked Demetrius Andrade, which is why they had to move up because nobody wanted to fight them. And I don't believe in ducking when you're boxing. You can't do that. You want to say that you're the best and then kind of contradict yourself and say that the fans will determine whether you fit at in a ranking. Nah. Hey, Raul Martinez, what's up? How you doing? But nah, it gotta be held to the same standards because everybody was asking for Devin Haney to fight Gervonta Davis. Everybody was asking for Jamal Charlo to fight Demetrius Andrade. Everybody was asking for what's his name? Bud to fight Errol Spence. Everybody was asking for Bud to fight Boots, right? So we're gonna hold Canelo to that same standard. And let's say this. Canelo said that he done enough so he can do what he want. He been doing what he want his whole career. He's been doing what he want. Ever since he fought Floyd Mayweather, he literally has been doing what he wanted. He been fighting everybody at a catch weight. He's been weight draining people. He has brought fighters up that he's way bigger than, right? He has tried to bring people down like Triple G, all these things. So when he's saying that, oh, I fought all the people that y'all wanted me to fight, now I can fight who I want to fight. Nah, he's been doing that. That man, Oscar De La Hoya, has basically exposed him by telling people that, man, you were not going to be able to be great until you beat the Jamal Charlos, until you fight all of them, until you fight Demetrius Andrade. And that's when they actually start falling out. When Oscar De La Hoya said that, that's when they fell out. For those who forgot, he didn't want to fight Jamal Charlo. Why now? Because Jamal Charlo is a little bit ill. He's been out for 2 years. Jamal Charlo haven't been fighting like that. The first fight that he had was versus Jose Benavidez. He looked okay, but I think a lot of people was hyping up the fight and saying how he looked good because they wanted Canelo Alvarez to fight him and to say that he had Jamal Charlo on his resume, and that's very impressive because Jamal Charlo had came off a impressive victory fighting Jose Benavidez, a same person that lost to Bud. So I'm not buying it. Y'all can buy it, but David Benavidez had a press conference, I believe it was today, and he sound frustrated. David Benavidez sound extra frustrated because he didn't get to fight with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez started spitting that duck talk. He started saying how he ain't fought nobody. Who has he fought? What has he done? Right? Contradicting himself and not making a lick of sense. And then not only that, he says, I want 200 million, 150, 200 million. If he's nobody, how can you get that amount of money? That's the part that what people, don't use their common sense because they're so blinded by the fact that they like this person as a fighter. I'm not a person, even like I mentioned, Errol Spence. Errol Spence was my favorite fighter. He lost to Bud, and I was okay with that. I just wanted to see the fight. Okay? Canelo already has a loss. He already lost. He shows you he's not the best fighter. He showed you that he's unwilling to fight anybody in their prime. When a person continue to show you who they are, why won't you believe them? Because that's what he's been doing. And I'm trying to see why people have a hard time understanding the direction of boxing. Boxing is full of people that's only looking for the money aspect. But now the fact that they did that, guess what's happening? Oh, nobody's buying fights no more. nobody's really going to fights like that anymore because they tired of these antics, and we getting the fights that we didn't ask for. So when he made that statement, that was a lie. That was a straight lie. So my thing is this, man. Well, I was looking for the David Benavidez, but David Benavidez said he been trying to get the fight. He said he's standing at 175 because he been at the 168 division for 10 years. It's hard for him to make that division. He said that he stayed there that long because he was trying to get the fights. He was trying to get the fight from Canelo Alvarez, but he don't think that Canelo Alvarez is going to fight him, and he's not sticking around to find out. This is what David Benavidez said, and you could see the frustration in his eye because um he because not only did he not get a chance to fight for undisputed, Canelo won't fight him, and he's holding the belt hostages. So he would have fought Canelo. But the difference and the problem was Canelo was basically holding on to the belts. So he would have went on and fought somebody else. He already fought Caleb Plant, which is a fight that Canelo deemed as a hard and tough fight. He fought Demetrius Andrade, somebody that Canelo was basically running from a whole bunch of years and stuff like that. So, that's what it is, man. But I think Canelo Alvarez either needs to fight David Benavidez or needs to retire, because I don't see who he can go to and try to fight above before David Benavidez, before people start looking at him as a fraud. Because right now, that's what he is. Canelo Alvarez is a fraud. But man, thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, man, I gave y'all invitation to hit the subscribe button if y'all would like to. If not, man, I appreciate y'all coming in anyway.